Today I bring back with another video, and this video topic is going to be the Genshin Impact, where I'm going to test it on my current configuration, which is consist of a Vega 7 iGPU, and also the CPU are going to be the 5600 GT. Now the performance that I'm going to cover about, which is going to be the recent patch, and this recent patch are going to be consist of not cry, not like another region which is the 1.0 region. I already see so many people who are actually testing the Genshin Impact. Most of the people are testing the Genshin Impact on their like a 1.0 region. Yes, in that region the Genshin was not even that fully utilized, or you can say the graphical demand was not even there. But when the region are actually releasing one after another, the games are becoming much more demanding, but it is not even that of a demanding what the Wuthering has been past those recent years. Now Wuthering does have so many problems, especially the optimization and also other things. They do really like to add so many other graphical fidelity updates each and every patches, but when it comes to the optimization they don't even care it. But when it comes to the Genshin Impact, the optimization does not even really required, because the amount of like a graphical fidelity they increase for each and every patches is not even that high. So the FPS and also the performance that you might even see for the 1.0 versions, you might even see the same thing for your like a recent version, which is also going to be based on the not cry, not like a monster. Other than that, Genshin was released back in 2020, and when this game was released, it just becomes a very much of a mainstream and also creates so many space for the other gacha companies to release their games. Because before the Genshin release, the gacha game was considered as a mainland of anime art. If you don't even relate it from the anime things and also other Japanese stuff, I guess playing gacha game is not going to be fit for you. The time of the Genshin release was kind of like a very much of a good one, because the time it was released in back in 2020 when the corona was hit and also quarantine was happening all over the world. In that time, people don't even have any idea what they are going to do, and also they already so many lose their job, and also kind of like a very much of a depressed in that moment. So Genshin was games in handy in that time. Most of the people are playing with their friends and also somewhat enjoying what they really enjoy in a free time. So that's the thing what the Genshin was kind of like hit the jackpot and also make a very much of a loyal fan base, and even to this day it just creates a millions of dollars. And the company which is from the whoever's, they're just totally making this game as a cash cow, where you don't even have to spend that much of a money for the advertisement, because you do know your loyal fan base are going to be marketing towards your game without any kind of spending any kind of money. So there's the things about a total of a history of the Genshin Impact, which is not even related to the performance that I'm going to show you right now. So the first of all, I'm currently the part of the region which is going to be none other than the what's the name again of this region? I just totally forgot, because I don't even play Genshin regularly as much as before. I guess it was the region when the Maviga was released, kind of like another Pyro Archon. But I'm going to move to the present, or you can say the recent region, which is the not cry, to see how much FPS I am going to get. As you can see that the FPS is actually consistent of a 60. So the settings that I'm currently using, of course, going to be the native resolution. If I just somehow really like to lower it, the game will be totally going to be window mode, because the actual game settings are not even allowed me to have it with a 720p full screen mode. So I have to make it a 1080p native resolution. FPS always going to be the 60, and also VSync off, and the render resolution is always going to be the 0.6. If I just somehow wanted to make 1.0, my FPS are not going to be 60 constant. It could be like a lower than 40 or 50. Some of the like high demanding area, when the action are going to be happen, you can even see so many hiccups there. So that's why for the best experience I would like to choose it as 0.6. For the shadow quality, visual and also other things are going to be low as per as the game's requirement. So other than that, that's kind of like a basic settings. Nothing has to be seen or nothing has to be known further than that. So without further ado, let's see the gameplay. How is it actually performing to this current region? So as you can see that I'm getting like a 60 FPS and constantly. Of course, it is not even actually the high graphical things what you could even see the other gacha games such as the Wuthering, because the engine that this game is actually made, which is the Unity engine, which is very much of an old one. But when it comes to the Wuthering, it actually created in Unreal Engine 4, and Unreal Engine is kind of like a very much of a decent engine, and that engine has kind of like a pretty much of a bad history when it comes to the optimization. So most of the developer who actually build these kind of games on the Unreal Engine 4, they are actually facing so many backlashes and also so many optimization issue. But for the Unreal Engine 5, it is kind of like a hit or miss. Some of the games from the Unreal Engine 5 are very much well optimized. If I just give you an example, which is going to be the Ninty or Nevernest Tavernus, but when it comes to the most of the games, they do have the same issue what the Unreal Engine was facing. So let's see some kind of like a battle, and let me give you a little bit of a demonstration.
With one heart.
when the battle is actually happening, how much of a FPS that are we going to get. As you can see, there some of the FPS are going to be hiccup there and there, which is from like a 55 to 59. But other than that, I'm not seeing a very much of a drastic changes, just like what the Wuthering Waves can even give us. But having a 30 FPS in Wuthering Waves was very much of a high dream. But 1.0 Wuthering Waves version, you could even get 120 FPS constantly, because in that time the area and also the physics with the environment was not even there. So that's the thing where you can even get a higher amount of FPS. But other than that, so the developers of the Genshin Impact already confirmed to their live stream that they are not going to increase the graphics fidelity and also other things, because they really want to care about the players who actually playing this game and also with their low-end device. So making or blindly increasing the graphic fidelity has their not even the first choice, but making the player with a good experience and also delivering what the story, what they are actually falling in love into this game at the first place, they are trying to deliver it. So they already confirmed it into the live stream, so it kind of like created a ruckus in the gacha community, especially for the Wuthering Waves fan base. Basically, Wuthering Waves fan base are one of those like ex-Hoyo Shields or like ex-Genshin players who already play the Genshin from the hardcore, but when the Genshin developer not even listening to the player, especially not even the added skip button, and also so many things are not even improved since the games was launched, especially the exploration really took a very much of a high times to clear it, and also other things that pool requirement of pool economy is very low compared to the amount of time that you are actually spending into this game to make a clear all of the exploration. So that's the whole of a basic things, nothing to really budge on. And also I already upload another like one or two more than videos Genshin Impact in my channel, but all of this video are totally based on my old GPU, or you can say my first GPU, which is GT610. But recently I'm currently just totally trying to test here to see that how is it actually performing for my current configuration, which I already mentioned, and you can even see through my thumbnails. So that's all for this video, and let me know that how much of a FPS that you are getting from this kind of like a same configuration, or if you have like a different configuration, you can also let me know at the same time. So see you in the next video. Peace.